hello there. This is my round 6 of Edison World Championship Qualifier 8. My opponent is playing a Kristya Lightsworn deck. This is the information I have so far. So what I can see is that he plays a 3-wolf, which can be unusual for this deck, and compared to the classic Lightsworn deck, it plays less Lightsworn monster because it has Herald and Kristya. So I think there is no Garrot or other stuff. Also the trap set is, as we expect, quite limited. I suspect that the Torrential Trapbot is in the main deck, but still this is the card that I expect. So let's see the replay. Okay, so I'll start. Very well. Okay. I have, let's see, 6 cards. Okay. I can start in many different ways because I have Swap Frog, and I could do the usual Swap Frog send Reborn as usual. And then I could also normal summon this one as an additional normal summon, and it can be good. But in case my opponent has start with Solar Recharge, Lumina and stuff like that, I would take a lot of damage as I don't have any fader. Or I could set a Dupe Frog. In that case, my opponent would maybe set cards like Raiko, for example, or just attack with Lila and stuff like that. And if they do the start with Solar Recharge and Lumina and stuff, in case of Wolf, they could destroy Dupe Frog, but unless they do so, Lumina Lila, for example, would deal no damage to me. And the turn later, I would have many options, because, for example, with a Dupe in defense position, this would be really great, because I could attack, negate the effect, even if I have my opponent activate Honest, for example, while I'm attacking, for example, Lumina. I could destroy Dupe Frog instead of Sea Hunter, gain the effect, and then negate, in that case, Lumina effect. It would be a problem with Wolf, all this in this scenario, but still, if I set this one, anything that happens, I can special summon Swap Frog by discarding the card added with Dupe, for example, Reborn, or even discarded the Sea Hunter, and being more direct, so tribute then to summon Ryza or Testalos, or if Dupe Frog survives, I could discard to special summon and summon Light and Darkness, for example. I have many plays, but I feel that I have more plays if I set Dupe Frog, because I can see how my opponent starts, and I don't rush into making other moves. For example, I would discard, special summon this one by discarding Youth and Tribute for Testalos, but I don't like that move. I would use 3 cards and to discard 1 card of my opponent. I don't like it so much. So I think it's the best to set just the Dupe Frog and see what happens next. So, no Solar Recharge. I set 1 monster. I expect it being a Raiko or an Hamster. It is an option. It could be Plug or Necro, but that's usually not a problem, especially at this point of the game. So I do another Swap Frog. It's not bad actually. Now I have many options, because I could tribute to summon Ryza. It can be okay. At this point, my opponent didn't set anything, but they run Herald in their deck, so they could have it. I mean, a good move could be Seander by flipping this one to gain the effect, but at that point the hamster would be a problem, because even if I negate it, then I stay with Duke Frog in attack position, and I mean, it could be an actual move, not so bad, but still it's not so safe, to me at least. I could discard to special summon Swamp Frog and summon Light and Darkness now, but I don't like it. I don't like it because I feel that my opponent didn't summon Lumina or Lyra, for example, in that position, because they have seen my replays, so they know this can be a Duke Frog, but even if it's a 3-born, it doesn't change. So he must have seen Light and Darkness Dragon, so he's maybe saving one of those end phase milling Lightsworn for the end phase, so I don't feel I want to summon this right now. Not just the end phase monster, but also Honest. So I think that I can get the best from this card by not summoning it right now, but in a few turns, maybe. So I think now I did something that, I mean, it's, maybe I was, I activated this special summon, this one, to use the effect, and maybe forcing the, trying to force the Herald. He doesn't activate it, so he didn't take the bait, but still I get the tribute in the grave, which is not bad, as I have 3 tribute monsters. At this point, maybe the best move was to... No. I mean, if I tribute this one for Raiza and I get the Herald, in case of Raikou, I lose my Duke Frog. Even, I mean, totally, because I don't get the effect, it misses the timing. But if I tribute Duke Frog for Raiza and I get the Herald, I can bounce Swap Frog to hand, and my opponent won't have anything to destroy with Raikou, so they have to mill. If they want to flip it, they have just to mill, not to destroy and mill. And in that case, I would still have 2 Swap Frog, 1 Treeborn, and Light and Darkness, meaning that I can normal summon Light and Darkness anytime, which is a condition that I want to keep if I can, like in this scenario. So I tribute that one, and I get the Herald. I mean, it's not so bad because I have used 2 cards, my opponent as well. He's not getting, I mean, the tactical advantage that he's gaining is that these are 2 fairies in the grave already. One is Honest, and this one could have discharged Light and Darkness immediately for the bounce to end effect. So I am quite satisfied for this turn. So I'm not attacking Raigor right now. Okay, this means that they had one of those 2 cards in the end. Now they have drawn the other one, so they have 2 new cards compared to the previous turn. The mill was not actually good. So 1 name, 2 fairies. Okay. Okay, no pop, just mill. Plug. So 2 names, 1 on the field. So it is potentially 3 different Lightsworn and a plug in the grave. So he's thinking quite a bit. Now this is, I mean, I don't think he wants to synchro summon, but being this a Kristya Lightsworn, the answer to this, why he did this move is quite obvious. I actually didn't see this coming. I mean, maybe I could have thought about hamster, because if he had hamster, maybe he would have tributed the Raikou without flipping, just with hamster and Raikou. So I should have prepared a little bit more for Kristya. Even if I don't, yeah, I could have done something different maybe. But still, if not forcing, maybe I could do something to keep this one, this Raiza. If he still has Herald, it wouldn't be of any help. So I don't think that I could have done something so different. Now, of course, I want Soul Exchange or Brain Control, and that would be great because I have Tesla, so I don't need one card on his field. Okay, actually, what I was saying about Raiza could be wrong. Could be proven wrong by this card, because if I somehow kept Raiza and a monster on the field, but it was difficult because of Raikou's effect, but still maybe negated with this one. This is a good out to the Herald. So I could have actually used it, but I didn't know it. This one copy just. But still, I don't have so many moves now. I have to survive until I draw Soul X or Brain Control. Maybe Enemy Controller, because by setting it and Swap Frog I can avoid the one attack from Kristya, and if Kristya is the only monster, I can make the monster survive so that I can tribute it, and in case of Testolos I can attack it, destroying the per battle if Kristya is in defense position. But this is not the scenario, because this is another quick spell, not enemy controller. So now it depends. He plays 3 wolf. I hope that he has one of those in hand. Okay, just attacking. Let's see. Sets 1. Okay, now once again Soul X or Brain Control. I have 4 copies of those cards left in the deck. Combine. Okay, Brain Control is it's even better. Then Soul Exchange. Should not play Book of Moon or something like that. Now I can. I think it is right to attack, because if discarded, it would be sent to the grave. It is returned to the top of deck. So if that's a Mirror Force, he wouldn't activate it, I think, because he had just 2 fairies, so it's not so good. So I think that I will attack. Now he activated this one because he doesn't want me to tribute Kristya for Raiza or Caius, because in that case I mean, I wouldn't have any target, so he has 0 cards on the field. Let's see what he takes. Okay, there was 1 wolf and 1 JD. So Lila and JD. Let's see how good those cards are. 1, 2, 2 names, 3 with Lila. Well, this is good for me actually. I can deal some damage. Now, I know that he will draw Kristya, he has GD, and I will discard one of those 2 cards. If I discard JD, and he mills the right amount of fairy monster, which is 2, he will be able to summon Kristya to turn from now. If he doesn't, well, let's see. I think that if I take Lila, it is maybe game. Also, no, not definitely, but I mean quite probably. but I took JD, more damage, but I mean, depends on the situation, if it's better or not. But still it's out of my control what going to discard, so he has Kristya and Lila in the end. I think he will summon Lila and hope to meet something really good. Plug is gone. He of course want to meet Necro +2 Fairy, one of these cards. JD, second JD. Okay, now he has 1, 2, 3, 3 names plus and 3 fairies plus this one, but I mean, let's see what I'm going to draw. Okay, this is game because he cannot avoid 4800. Okay, now I know that he has these cards on the side deck. Maybe he's going to use Imperial Iron Wall, maybe. I don't know, someone also uses the Consecrated Light, but I don't think so, that he's going to use it. And let's see what he has. I don't really know if he has some specific cards against my deck. Okay, this is not bad, but not so good anyway. I like Saber Dragon Kaiku, and I sided in these cards. I think that I sided out maybe one Fader and maybe Ryza for Vanity, something like no, Red and Darkness for Vanity. And I mean, stuff like that. Maybe the Sea Hunter for Kaiku, I think, something like that. Okay, this is always a good start for the deck. 2 names in the grave. Let's see. Okay, this is good for him because this card is without effect now. He is great against this deck. Unfortunately, I don't have any water monster, and this is a problem. Okay, second Wolf and second Solar Recharge. Okay. I mean, this is not entirely bad. Of course, I would have preferred to summon Cider and Kaiku and only to attack this one, but still I can attack with Cyber Dragon on the Wolf. It's totally a -1, but I don't think I can do something different. So exchange are useless in this scenario. So Sidra Kaiku, go for damage and see if they have honest, it's really a problem. Okay, this was I mean, a little lucky. Okay, yeah, maybe I didn't banish this one even because of Lumina, because if they have Lumina they can summon. I mean, Kaiku is difficult to destroy, so at this point he has 2 names, these 2, but it's more difficult to destroy Kaiku, technically. Depends on what he has. Okay, Card Trooper, just perfect. Okay, 2 fairies and 3 names. It's quite good for him. But now Solex plus Caius is an actual move. I mean, it doesn't have anything to banish, but... And I could... I mean, drawing into a frog or a vanity would be excellent. So, let's see. Okay, this is a good frog. Now the problem, of course, is the damage. I mean, he has 3 and 2. So let's see what it's going to mean. Now this is a problem because they have 1, 2, 3, 4 names and 3 fairies, so they can summon JD. And I think it's time to use Aoi to see what they have. Now, 6 cards is a lot. They have a lot of play. Maybe if I didn't use it, he would have summoned Lila first. Because to summon GD later, maybe I could have waited, because it's quite common to do this move. And then I could have used Solex Caius. And the problem is that I cannot avoid, I can avoid the GD, of course, but then this Herald is a problem because he has 2 monsters here. So this turn he can summon either one of these 2, make a lot of damage. Next turn I use Solex Caius, I get Herald, and then I have 3 monsters attacking and it's done. Also, it wouldn't be useful to do Solex and set Caius not to be destroyed by Herald, because it would be easily destroyed by battle. So I think that the only thing I can hope for is to avoid the effect of Herald by discarding it. So if my opponent summons JD, I have out here, and we'll see for later turns, because at this point you might not summon JD because maybe you want to just close the game with that one. So maybe just attacking with one of the monsters or set Raigo, for example. So I think that in this scenario I want to do the long play. I don't want to end it here. Try to end it fast because I don't have any a way to do so, and I don't want my opponent to do so. Also, if I draw Vanity Fiend, and I think I'm quite well if I discard this one, because they have only Raikou and they have Solex, and then in the case Vanity. So, but even so, the problem is this one with Caius. So, because Solex Caius is the only way I have to slow down my opponent a lot. Okay, this is great. Okay, now let's see what he's going to do. Okay, the set probably is Raikou. This is not bad. They have JD, but also Lila. This means that if I set it for JD, Lila will come first and destroy it. So I think that I will just do the Solex Caius move. I don't want to use Reborn and Caius, because if I banish this one and attack this one, he will also mill, and it's great for him. Also, he has the Necro Gardener, so he can also stop my attack, just in case. And I don't want to do the opposite, to banish this one, attack the Trooper, then get, maybe in that case he would use Negro, or maybe not, because then he wants to summon JD and destroys, but I would give him one more card, and that's not something that I will do. Also I have 2 Solex, so I don't see why I shouldn't use one right now. Of course, I summon this just to defend my life points, even if JD is enough. Okay, here it comes. Mill 4. He has a lot of fairy. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all Kristya. Call of the Hunted might be a problem, but I mean, there is a much bigger problem now. Okay, brain control, I mean, I'm not going to win this turn, so it's not very helpful, especially because I have so much lower life points than my opponent. I think I will just set Reggae Break. He will pay with JD. I will change this one by discarding brain control and hope that he doesn't win the turn. I mean, by drawing Vanity Fiend, I would be really in a good position, I think. Now he has Lila and Herald that I know. Plus one card that I don't know. Now, this is quite good because still I am in the situation where I want to slow down my opponent. So with Solex on this one and Testos, I can hope to slow down it a little bit. I mean, he might have some response. He has a Lila in hand, so if he gets rid of Testalos, he has game. Okay, he has Honest. I mean, discard, but also by battle it would be enough. But of course he doesn't. This way he is sure that I'm not discarding the right card. Now he has Lila and he can attack and win either way, so I mean I just let him do it. About the side, I don't think that I would change something. I think that Sidra and Kaigo are good cards. Also Vanity Fiend, Aoi if I start it's even better, so I'll keep them. So, okay, frog. 6 cards is a frog, it's good, it's a good one. I have quite an offensive hand, especially if, let's see, okay, it's not too aggressive, my opponent's hand, but okay, this was quite of a mid, I mean, 3, that's one with different names, which is different from this one, so it's literally 4 of them. But still, it's not so bad, because I always love when my opponent has Wolf and I have Ryza, because it's good to bounce. Now I can do many different things. The cards that I have to be aware of are Herald and Honest. I mean, if I use enemy controller now instead by face, I can do lots of things. I can take Lila, tribute it for Ryza. So if my opponent has Herald, is not so good for me, because I am going to lose it. I mean to lose Ryza. If my opponent has Honest, it is good for me, because he's going to draw that again. Of course he has Honest, but still they need to attack the monster. So it would be, I mean, like, okay, 50-50, good. If they bought it, it's good for him anyway. But still at this point, I think that I want my opponent to use those kind of resources immediately. Also, if they have JD, it's true that it's very, I mean, close to summon it, but maybe he won't win the game at this point, and saving enemy controller for JD, it might be a good move. So I think that at this point I want to drain his resources, so I'm just to test it with Ryza. Of course on Wolf. No Herald, I think this was a good spot to use it, because next turn I would, I mean, in case of Herald, I could have summoned Sidra and attack on Lyra. And I mean, in case of Honest, of course, it would have been terrible, but he would have used 3 cards from hand. And I mean, next turn a lot of damage, but then enemy controller and Caius should have, could have, I mean, balanced the board. Let's see if there is Honest. Damage, of course, there is Honest. Okay, he has two names, one here, one top of deck, so unless they have Solar Recharge, they should not summon JD next turn. And also, I'm doing all this to use Kaiko in the right spot, because they should not have Herald. They have used Honest, so now this should be quite good. I mean, it should do what it's supposed to do, because it's really good to banish monster in the grave in this matchup. Okay, damage. Maybe they have GD and Kristya in hand already. Necro Gardener is not a problem with Kaiko. Mask could have been a problem, but I have also EV Storm. So I am quite satisfied. Let's see what I draw. Okay, I can go with Sidra Kaiko. And not Tribor. The good thing is that I haven't even activated this one. If my opponent has DD Crow, usually they wait for me to activate the Tribor. But now I'm going to summon Kaiko, so he won't be able to activate it once I summon it, as well as Necro Gardener. So as long as this remains face up on the field, I can prevent my opponent from activating the Crow and Necro, and that could be good for next turn. For example, if Sidra and Kaiko do what they should do, I mean, clear his board and banish. Next turn, if they set Raigo, for example, I can do Tribon and Caius without an interruption of the Crow. Okay, no Necro, so as I summon it, he cannot respond with Necro Gardener. I mean, I expected, probably I'm not entirely sure, but this was the right spot for him to do it. So they have 4 names and 1, 2, 3 fairies. But only 3 cards in hand, one of which is Wolf. So he had to do this, but it's not in a great situation. But as he can summon JD anytime, I have to set Torrential, even if I Reborn. Okay, it's not so bad either. I mean, I would, even if I had Reborn to do, I wouldn't have done it in this situation, because with a Torrential Tribute I would lose. Of course, I have no reason to summon this one and attack. I can just, for example, for now, attack and then eventually set it, just because if I attack, my opponent goes to 37, meaning that the next turn, if I set this one, my opponent, for example, set a monster and even another spell top card, I can use Heaving Storm, Tribute for Caius, and deal 4500. Also, if my opponent doesn't set any monster, I can set enemy controller and banish it with Caius and do the damage. So I think that I will attack. And set. Of course, if he didn't activate it, it's more probably the beckoning light. So he's doing this one. Okay. I cannot respond, of course. Now this is good because for sure he has Wolf, even 2 Wolf. So let's see, Lyra. Honest. Herald, okay. Honest Herald, of course, it is, I mean, they can activate, you can activate Herald by discarding Honest, but also if they don't, Honest can keep him safe with Lila. They have Necro Gardener, so I think he want to prolong the game. Okay. He didn't attack because of he didn't want 300 damage with a dupe, but actually it is Unifrog. Okay, this is very often a good draw. Now I have to think a lot because I mean he has 37 left. These two monsters attacking would be 38, but there is Necro Gardener. I could summon, I could do Stun Frog, enemy controller, Stun Frog once again, the same standby. That as he has Necro, I have to have another monster attacking, and that could be Caius. But if I summon Caius, even to remove one of my cards, for example, if he Storm set, he could respond with Herald. Herald from hand and the Necro from the grave, meaning that only one of my monsters could attack. I mean, he would negate this one, and he would get only 2100, and I would be forced to give him back Lila in the end phase, and that's not what I want. Also, I could summon Substitute, but it's kind of the same situation, because if I tribute another monster, I would be, he could negate it, and in the end phase I would give him back his Lila. So I think the right move is to take control of those monsters, attack, and then with the Substitute, I want to tribute his Lila. So at that point, if he negates it, he has literally no card. I mean, just not even the Necro Garden and the grave, just JD to draw. But at that point, I have Caius and enemy control. Not enemy controller, Caius. If he doesn't negate, I have the full lock and with Storm and Caius, and that's really hard to clear. So I think I will do this move because I cannot win this turn. So I want to make to do in a way that it's the best scenario for me next turn. I mean, JD is literally the only out, because if I have all the dupe frogs, it's a problem for him to. I mean, even Voltex wouldn't help him because he would have not enough cards in hand. There is only one fairy monster, I mean 2 and 3 from your hand, so he would have 3 monsters, 3 fairy just. I mean, I could have summoned this one. No, not in attack position, because I want to tribute this one. This is the right move. I mean, this one, okay, this one is forced to negate. Does negate, or it does not? It does not. So let's fast forward. Okay, this is quite a good situation for me. GG, he said GG. Okay, so the recharge was not what we expected now. Okay, I mean, game 2 was unfortunate because I couldn't, summon Bunny or something in a good, which could put me in a good position. He always had field advantage. But in game 1 and game 3 I could do something better, especially playing around Honest and Herald, because those are the main cards that are good versus my deck, especially. Okay, thank you for watching.